can't be just dismissed as.
So one of the biggest differences between Richard Hanania and serious intellectuals like Nathan Kofnes is that people like Steve Saylor, Nathan Kofnes, Charles Murray are first and foremost about the evidence. Richard Hanania does not want his theories and his online ploys for attention to be restricted by facts and evidence. So he ventures way out there where the buses don't run no more, but where the facts aren't applicable. He wants the freedom to spin narratives and stories and attention-getting ploys, and he doesn't want to be fenced in by facts, right? In this sense, he's like Neil Ferguson, right? They're both about self-aggrandizement and don't hold me back by the facts, man.
Pseudoscience or flat earthism. So I was very disappointed by the initial reaction to the paper. It got 4,000 or 5,000 views, which is not far from being viral. But I was rescued by this philosopher, Mark Alfano, who launched a petition to retract the paper and to fire the editors who were responsible for it. So long story short, it's now has 75,000 views. It's the most viewed paper in the history of the journal. Although some...
So there's a comment in the chat that Nathan Kofnes has never contributed anything. Well, he spent a year and decoded Kevin MacDonald's Culture of Critique book. Right, this is a book that has changed thousands of lives, sometimes for dramatically worse life results. So you hear about people such as, is it Paul Little? Who was it? The bloke who claimed that he quit a $130,000 a year job to drive for Uber because his mind was so blown by Culture of Critique. Well, Nathan Kofnes took a year and studied the sources of Culture of Critique and decoded and explained the book. He was the first serious intellectual to delve into Kevin MacDonald's book, and he did a great job.
I was sorry that some innocent people had to pay a price for that. So one of the editors resigned to protest the fact that the editorial board was...
Comment in the chat, do I understand that for every Kofnes there is a Jimenez who will debunk any noticing about their group? Okay, name me these Jimenezes. I don't know any important intellectuals who talk about these topics with the name Jimenez. There may be some. I am unaware of any.
Was bowing to some of Alfano's demands, and then the other editor apparently was fired. But anyway, I got the message out there.
Yeah.
And when I got to Cambridge, this article in Philosophical Psychology was discovered by some of the students, the student journalists. And so they wrote what was, I guess, supposed to be a hit piece about me. But what they said is they quoted me saying like the truth is important or something like that, but trying to paint it in a very sinister way. But how could I get in trouble for this? It didn't make any sense to me. So that, I think, fell flat, but it was picked up by the Daily Mail, and they kind of spun it as I'm a racist. But it was, the Daily Mail article was so poorly researched and just making...
It's a very stupid paper that usually it's like sort of right wing, but it's like too dumb to like know what's right wing and left wing. So it occasionally does this, and it'll occasionally come out like this guy is a big racist. And so I think your article was sort of in that vein. So nobody bothers you on a daily basis in Cambridge now?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Somebody told me in classics that like Oxford, they come in Oxford and like Cambridge, like Elite UK Academy. You said it's 10 years behind the US, but someone told me it's even better than that. It's actually like there's a lot of sort of right wing people in analytic philosophy and classics. Is that right? Because I don't know how you get through all the you couldn't get. I think you could get a fellowship in America. I mean, it's just unthinkable. Like they would allow this at this point in our the history of American university. Is it just 10 years behind, or is there actually like a lot of right wing representation?